welcome back, guys. Today, this was a pretty good fight. Dominick Cruz versus Pedro Munhoz. Seeing Dominick Cruz walk to this ring is pretty cool. He's a pretty entertaining fighter, legend of the sport. The fight was pretty interesting. The first round, I actually thought Dominick Cruz got knocked the fuck out for like a few seconds there. I was like, shit, oh shit, he's out. But it was a pretty cool fight. I thought that Pedro kind of like pushed the pace in the first round and kind of gassed himself out a little bit. But after a while, I realized that Dominick was kind of like controlling wherever and how much punishment he was going to take. He was kind of grappling with him a little bit to like slow down his pace. And that's obviously what you need to do to obviously stall a guy that's trying to like just come forward and knock you out like that. You just got to hold on to him and get some double underhooks, stuff like that. But looking at the fight, I mean, it's like, I don't know. Look at that knockdown right there. I mean, you could see. I mean, you could definitely see that Cruz was about to get finished. He's on the ground here. Pretty good ground game that he's able to get to the side control. I thought that Munhoz was going to take Cruz's back and choke him out. And then Cruz just gets on top in side control and he's able to nullify that, which is pretty crazy. His controlling of distance, throwing kicks, and being able to actually exchange in the pocket as well. Like, it's a pretty good, interesting way for him to fight. Like, Cruz is probably one of the more interesting fighters in the division, primarily because, it's like, Cruz is like it's like Demetrius Johnson. He fights a lot like Demetrius, but he's actually a lot taller. Not really. I mean, Demetrius is definitely a better fighter, but Demetrius is a smaller fighter. I think, Dominick did fight Demetrius Johnson in the past, but he fought him at 135. Dominick is the king of 135 at one time. Not anymore, but, Father Time catches up to us all. But yeah, the fight was pretty cool. First round, clearly Pedro Munhoz. Second round, I was watching the second round, and I saw that Cruz was actually coming forward more, opening up more with, like, combinations and stuff. More leg kicks, and really good fight. I was entertained. I was definitely entertained. Most of the time when you're watching a Dominick Cruz fight, it's not always this entertaining. He's not always willing to put himself in the fire like that. Most of the time, he's really just having a lot of movement. But this time, he chose to get in the pocket and actually engage, which is like super crazy, right? Chose to stay in the pocket and engage and put himself in the fire, which is pretty cool for a guy of his age. Like, how old is Pedro? Like, probably in his early 30s. Cruz is almost 37, almost 40. Like, it's pretty cool. He's able to do that at his age. Second round, he was definitely winning. Definitely was winning this second round, no doubt about it. More activity. He won the second round based on volume alone and activity, tenacity, and stuff like that. But it's like, I expected more from Pedro, but Pedro gassed himself out in the first round trying to get the finish, couldn't get the finish, gassed himself out, and never recovered. Because when you have an output like that, and you are fighting somebody that you've never had that output before, but Munhoz is a finisher. That's what he does. If he sees just like a shark, when they smell blood, they go for their kill. And he went for the kill, but this time he went for a kill against another shark. And that shark was Dominick Cruz. But, the third round was like super, super interesting. Pedro, I think, kind of conserved his energy in the second round because he knew he won the first round, clearly. The second round, he kind of let Cruz win that round because he needed to recover from all of that activity that he had in the first round. He was trying to get that dude out of there. Dominick showed championship heart, came back, and I thought he won the fight. But did he win the fight? I don't even know the scorecard because I just rushed to do this post-fight interview. I think he won the fight. He did win the fight, right? I mean, Well, we'll put it in the comment section, right? We'll put it in the comment section. I'm gonna write it in the comment section. Whoever won the fight. I mean, you guys can look it up. You guys can see the decision. You guys can see the results. It doesn't really matter, right? It doesn't matter what I say. But yes, third round was all Dominick. Dominick the Dominator. And in my opinion, he clearly won this fight. But it's like, what do you do? What do you do? Do you try to go forward and fight fire with fire? That's what Dominick did tonight. You know, he showed a level of, how do you say, what's that word I'm looking for? A level of tenacity that he's never shown before in his fights. And, you know, you gotta admire the guy for that, because he's able to just weather the storm. He did weather the storm. He weathered the storm of Pedro Munhoz's punches in the first round. He almost was out, but he grabbed onto that single leg. Just weathered. Like, that's what I love about fighters. Like, being able to weather a storm, and then that guy never recovers. You capitalize on him gassing out. But that also means you got to have superior conditioning. You got to have conditioning through the roof. And that means discipline. That means not drinking. That means not smoking. That means constantly training on that treadmill, running miles after miles after miles. That means road work. That means biking every day. Like, this stuff is just things that obviously normal human beings like us that just go to the gym every now and then are not accustomed to. We don't know the sacrifices that people like these guys put into the ring to entertain us. But congratulations to Pedro Munhoz on a terrific performance. I thought he won. I thought he almost finished the fight in the first round. I was like, oh my God, he's out. But Cruz just continuously proves me wrong. And that's what I love about Cruz. You know, he's a very, very interesting fighter. He's able to just come back when you think that he's going to lose. Just like the TJ Dillashaw fight. Nobody thought he could win that fight. But what happened? He came back and he won the fight. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it is. Dominick, the Dominator. Now, what's next for Dominick? After he won this fight, who should he fight next? Well, Sean O'Malley doesn't really make a lot of sense because he's unranked. The next fight that would make sense in the top 5, maybe a Rob Font or something like that. Maybe Rob Font. Maybe he can look at someone else in the top 5. I don't know. I forgot. Who's in the top 5 at bantamweight? Well, Aljamain Sterling is the champion. Petr Yan is really the champion. Let's be real. Aljamain is just the guy that faked an injury. But, he could fight Corey Sandhagen. He could fight TJ Dillashaw. Rematch with TJ Dillashaw. But TJ won't beat Sandhagen. So I don't think he should go a step backwards and fight Dominick. And I think TJ beats Dominick now. But that's just my opinion. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm out. Peace.